Hey, welcome straight back into it, ladies and gents. It's your boy Pop Boogie.
That was a quick
Lothar
break,
HS. That was a quick break indeed.
right?
Any teams are on the money, man. When they have to move into the lobby, boom, they move.
Awesome. Awesome to hear, awesome to see, because we need some action, and action is coming to this lobby.
Yes, indeed it is. As we were saying, Pop Boogie and Lothar HS, very happy to bring you the first day of season number 1 for GLL NA Cup, or tournament rather, because it is a long drawn kind of battle. Teams that aren't necessarily, if you're watching a favorite of yours and they haven't performed well throughout the night, that's not too bad, because you can come back next week or the week after that and do well enough. So what's happening here, they're earning up points. And the reason why they're earning up these points and the reason why they need to perform well enough is because the top 8 teams that have the most scores at the end of, we will tally up the scores at the end of the tournament, are going to be asked to come in to Bucharest. They're going to be invited to play for a Bucharest LAN freaking final. I can't wait for that one. And a chance at the 50K prize pot. They get the lion's share, of course, with the first spot there.
And we have 8 teams from EU, 8 teams from NA. This is why we have 2 regions, 2 lobbies when it comes to, actually 4 lobbies, but we have regional lobbies when it comes to EU and NA. Now we're gonna cast the NA ones.
Yep.
So just to kind of remind you guys, or maybe to explain to the new viewers right now that tuned in for the first time to GLL, this is the first real season where we have 2 lobbies in each regional lobby. That means we have Alpha, we have Bravo as well, and Alpha is earning the 100% points, while Bravo's earning 50% of the points. And each week we move 8 worst teams that perform this week to the Bravo section, while 8 best performing teams from Bravo to Alpha.
Worst teams.
Well,
Jakob,
someone worse.
Jakob
I
freaking
said worst
cuts.
performing teams.
You did, yeah.
So, well, that's the truth, right? If you didn't perform in a week,
Let's see
you're
who
gonna get
performed
moved to
well,
the
though,
Bravo.
for the first match of tonight. Road Esports coming at you nice and strong, almost 300 points, or almost 200 from the Chicken, of course, and 12 extra kills net them 96 points. 96 points netted as well to Space Station Gaming, who now have 256, which is about the amount of RAM that I have in my GPU. I'm just kidding, man. Got a 1080 tie, no problem at all. Team Envious coming in third, of course, 194 points. Insert sponsor here after having a bit of a rough time on the north side of that circle. Coming in on 4th, and Cloud9 as well, 128 points for the 5th spot. So there you go. As it currently stands, teams are trying to make their way at the top there, and teams from the top, it seems to be a bit of a narrative here. Teams at the top have most of the kills as well. You normally see that because closing circles will have to push them to kill people, but at the same time, you can see 2 teams are in there, 12 and 12 kills. That's 24 frags on a 16 lobby,
Right.
16 team lobby. Man.
That is correct. And also one big change to the previous season, or rather pre-season, is the fact that we have different points for kills. Now we have just 8 points for each kill, and that's it. Doesn't matter if you have below 10 or above 10, you just get 8 points, right? But the incentive here is that after, like, let's say 2 to 3 lobby games, you know exactly how much you need to push for the next games to not be in the bottom 8.
Absolutely, exactly.
Or to be in the top 8, basically.
Or to be in the top side of the draw. Anyway, here we go, guys. Second match is afoot, and we are already seeing the big bird in the sky. And with that in mind, it's a big bird that avoids the western side. So teams normally going to George Bowl, which is going to be about 2 of them, are not going to have an easy time getting there. And we'll be able to use some long drop, perhaps get a vehicle south George Bowl South Hospital. And we're going to see in a second here how things are going to be going, because we got our little weather boy, or weather man rather, right up ready to show you how teams could rotate into Georgia Bowl even if the plane is not necessarily their friend.
Well, we're going to see the map in a second. The teams are still dropping, so the wind is blowing from the south side of the map.
She's blowing strong.
Yeah, it's going to go straight through the middle, but like, with an angle. So
that's the problem.
everyone can access actually every single city on the map. And this is kind of interesting. We're going to have to see how many teams are going to stick to their positions in this second lobby. So we're going to see military base with 2 teams. That's Ghost Gaming going to contest it with another team. We have already some shots in the middle, but that's not really that interesting because most likely they're shooting just at parachuting people.
Yeah.
In the meantime, which doesn't really happen that often, right?
Yeah.
So this is the phase where everyone just wants to loot and gonna wait for the first circle. After that, we're gonna see and try to predict the rotations. But in general, this is gonna be an open map.
Yeah, pretty much.
Not often you have a flight path like this, because this,
That's
kinda
kind
allows
of
you-
shows you no Rangel. That's what,
this is the area of the drop.
what are you trying to say?
Like, this is the only place when you just cannot drop, right? And you can draw a chicken like this.
The
Here,
hell?
here.
What's going on? That's beautiful.
Ghostbusters.
Give it some eyes.
Nice, okay.
No.
All right, let's see. Maybe the first circle will appear in a second.
Or not. They still have a few seconds until it does. It
Look
should
at
be pretty
that.
soon.
That's actually interesting because we see already first fights almost on the entire map, but we didn't see even
Anybody
the
getting
circle.
killed.
Oh my god, okay. So this is going to be interesting.
That circle with that plane coupled up
Yeah.
feels like it's going to be
Right.
quite a spicy type of.
Let's put it again.
Let me remind some of the viewers at home watching now. Right here. Do you see guys right there? You have the actual circle at the current stage. So we're seeing the first circle land. We're shown on the map. That's where you find out which circle it is. If you're tuning in a bit late, then you're gonna know what's going down. As well as a handy match timer here, as well on that side of the map. No, actually, sorry, on that side where Lothar is right now. We're gonna have a handy counter for the teams which are alive. So it's a pretty cool thing that GLR are doing in terms of production. You don't see this one on any other production as well. Just
That
want
is
to point that out.
correct. But now let's point out what is going to happen in this circle, because we're going to have high value targets when it comes to this particular area. So
Ooh, I like that.
here we go. This, and
You're just having fun now, man.
I would assume still the west side of Pochinki. This is going to be the area where all the teams will try to get their little spot, their compound, sit there for a while. But this is going to happen right after the rotation for the first circle. And then this is going to take a lot of time, since we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 teams outside of the circle on the east side. And they have to rotate. So those teams here from Yasnaya, here we go. Those teams here from Yasnaya, from the west side, from Milta Power, maybe even those from Milta, they're maybe not going to go straight through here, but going to take an safer
the
route,
long route, yeah.
most likely here.
Yeah,
Maybe-
might take the long road.
maybe
Well, not that
even-
road. They're not going to use that road for sure. But yeah, they're definitely going to use some sort of long. There you go. That might be through
Those
north.
are the routes that
The-
will allow them to kind of circle into the next area.
The
But
only-
it all depends if the next circle going to end up on this north side
Yeah. Or
or-
the south side.
or the south side. And those teams here...
Oh, that's like a snowman that has like his hair in the wind.
yeah, I mean,
No, don't delete this now.
we're going to see how it goes with the next circle. But this is the decision that those teams have to make. All those teams from this side will most likely take the damage from the first circle and just wait out for the next next circle to
Hey, you did it.
visualize, and then I'm gonna make the move. Anyway, I mean that's
Anyhow.
it for the
Here's the
early
thing.
predictions. Let's go back to the desk.
Here's the thing, though. If you look at the map, if we have a look-see-poo at the map right now, as you can see, this circle, the teams that are coming in through the east, just to complete your point that you were trying to make, that would try to rotate from the north of the current white, they will have a choke point, as in those bridges. So I don't think that they're going to be coming in from there. Most of them. Maybe one squad is going to be lost somehow and try to make their way in. But what they can use is, you can see a team ready, yellow team. There you go, making use of a good rotation ground. It's a bit of a highway, but it also offers some good protection to the north of that team. There's going to be some tree line rather that they can pick up if they get shot on, and it's the things get dire for them. They can easily pick up a north side there. Froliger taking some early shots, as we spoke about. Enemies are not going to be too bothered with it.
Yeah,
Still, though,
some ambitious shots from the AK.
yeah. Here's the thing: 7.62 long range. It's not going to be that easy hitting your connecting your shots. So yeah, no harm, no foul.
It's all about preference, though, since you can actually, shoot as good as with the M556 and a weapon, but you just need to feel the bullets, right? I know people, and I know myself too, that I prefer to shoot with the 7.62 than the
feel the bullets.
556. It's just about the feeling when you know where they have to aim with those bullets to predict the collision course, right? But it's all about practice and just having a preference.
FlyQuest now, pretty close to him. Yes, it seems they're playing an area close to my heart as well. Center of the compound there, they have the observatory where FlyQuest are playing it from at this moment in time. Teams are slowly starting to make their way in here. You see Ronan Esports being quite slow there. A lot of teams actually slow in Yasnaya as well. We'll see how that one pans out. There you go. There's FlyQuest. They're in the observatory just southwest of Gatka. They have a good position. They can peek into Envious, and they have the advantage of the high ground as well. But that's not necessarily a fight that will occur, specifically because there's no reason to it. Envious and FlyQuest have powerful places. They don't need to put up a fight at this moment in time. They can literally use each other as teammates or fake teammates, let's say, to try and keep everyone else away from that area.
Mm-hmm. What about Ghost Gaming? They're still looting Novo, and that's gonna be a really tough decision where to actually leave, because they can do both boats, they can do vehicles as well, but if they do use cars, they need to cross one of the bridges, and both of those bridges might be actually kinda dangerous. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're gonna take a boat and go somewhere near the Fury Pier, or even just go straight to the west side of the circle and just land up next to Milta somewhere on the east side of it. Sorry, west side of it.
Solid FPS in the meantime found himself two handy frags. Blown up a car. Ognokten will try to make his way out of that situation here, as he has lost two of his teammates. What an unfortunate timing for this team here. And there you go. Team Envious playing as twos. What? Not too sure what happened. Oh, is it just them? It is just them. I'm not too sure what happened earlier on. They got killed somewhere. Team Envious. That's an unfortunate one. But they're a very powerful team nonetheless. Even as twos, I don't consider that these guys will be anything but the top 10 at least. So we'll see how that one pans out. In the meantime, Cloud9 found themselves Ogunokten pretty close to them. I think Cloud9 heard Ogunokten coming in close. So we'll have to keep an eye out for that one as well. Yeah, definitely solid FPS. Looking in that direction, they know what's going down. So there you go. All these teams, as we were saying, coming around the Pachinki area, and the one team that I was telling you is literally doing that as well. Coming from the north side, as you can see, where Optic are going to be located in Nojo, which will become a no-no if they stop in there. My bro. Oh my god, the memes. The memes are crazy. NA doesn't like the memes, Lothar. That's what we learned.
I actually very much like the movement from Shepard and his teammates on the north side, because I would assume that a team from North Georgopol will move as soon as possible. You know why? Because if the circle closes on them, right, they're going to be in a choke point. Let's say the circle will be on the north side of Georgopol. If you most likely not going to end up there, so you'll have to move through either the river or you have to cross that bridge. You never want to cross that bridge if more teams are going to rotate to the circle. So I think rotating from the north side is actually not that bad, because the other team that was looting North Georgopol most likely just already moved already moved from there.
Yeah, that's true indeed. Plenty of teams, though, are going to be quite close to one another in the middle of the current white. Not a lot of teams playing on the northern end of it, as you can see, which will allow actually Shepard and his team looking for a sponsor.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's kind of
Insert sponsor here, sorry.
insert sponsor here might be not best idea to look a sponsor when no one is there.
I mean, if they do good enough, I don't see why not, right? Cloud9 still taking the shots at Ogunokten's teammates. Not connecting too much. Okay, so Ogunokten didn't lose two of his teammates on that earlier fight with that car being blown up. So at least there's that. You see, they're going to be quite happy with the compound. That is not easy to defend. They might have to get some neighbors soon enough. It kind of looks like that. Ghost Gaming as well, making their way late on. None of the teams. Here's man. This is what I like about the NA teams. They're very genuine in their gameplay. Nobody actually trying to sneak their way into the blue and let others fight each other. No, man. Everybody wants a piece of the pie. See this? See, if you look at the map, let's have a look at the map again. All the teams are now in the circle. Let's zoom out. Yeah, all the teams are now in the circle, man.
That's very fast rotation, actually. I'm kind of surprised no one is still lingering outside of her zone to just sit to see
Whoa.
what is the next circle and just rotate into that. Everyone just kind of ran straight into it, and that is pure chaos. That's something that was happening in the previous map as well. Look at that. Everyone is next to each other. Look what's happening on the south side. Ghost Gaming just ran into another team. They're going to be shot by Grizzly.
Ghost Gaming have absolutely no chance to chill, man. They've been shot from all different perspectives, all kinds of directions. They're going to find at least a little peace and quiet on the east side of the quarry. But still, they had a rough transfer from where they came. We'll see how that one pans out. It's mostly due to the fact that they were the latest team to actually rotate in, which is a funny thing to say because the blue closes in and all the teams are inside. I'm stoked. I'm stoked to see this. Anyway, bit of a center circle to the previous one. You can see team from the north coming in there quite safely. So Shepard won't have any problems shepherding his team and their sponsor here into the safety of the next. They might be playing the mountainside, which is a bit of a danger area. But they could be playing the lower end as well. Ronald Esports rotating fast enough for a different compound, and you can't blame them for it. They don't want to stay around the Gatka open areas for too long. With the compound that they have right now is much more powerful.
They're taking actually a really decent compound, and the problem is with that compound is that you don't see what's happening on the north side, but at the same time, it's good enough to fit 4 people in it, and you still have decent chances of fighting from 75% of all the areas. So it's pretty nice location to go to. Now in the meantime, Noble taking really long range shots. Look at that, this is ambitious. In the meantime, Venerated landed a shot on Hypook from a very long range.
Yes, he did. Not going to get a knockout still. A valiant effort. Team already coming in close as well to the center of the current white. Very, very high concentration of teams right now. Just one playing the edge on the eastern side. I can't see the west very well right now. We'll have a look a little later.
Look what the hell is happening. Everyone is shooting at everyone. So this is Optic.
Oh, I like where Optic are.
Optic having the communication tower in the middle of the field.
The antenna,
which is a fantastic spot.
Absolutely.
But the problem is, you're going to get shot at from different directions if you're not taking that dip. And if you want to see something, you have to get out of that dip. And from this position where FlyQuest is, which is like a radar building, you have a really good oversight on that position as well.
Here comes Ghost Gaming trying to go into the swamp. Can they make a safe entrance there? We'll find out here. Loss's D blows up the vehicle. Lost and Profi out of this world. Miko and Divine Legends are going to have to play S2s, but I don't know if they're going to play S2s for too long because FlyQuest has their scent. You saw them stop their vehicles. They're going to make a well-concerted push. Comet's first one to spot them, taking the shots, not connecting any. Divine Legit has a second chance at life, it seems, here as he makes his way past the dip.
He zigzagged through his life.
Would have seen his doom. Miko and Divine Legit, well, I don't know what they can do here. They can keep on running. They don't know if FlyQuest are going to keep on pushing them. But FlyQuest do a smart thing here, and they steal their dodge. Dude, where's my car?
Is this Grand Theft Auto or something?
Yes, ma'am. Dude, where's my car is what Ghost Gaming are going to ask. But they're going to be happy to stay alive. So there you go. FlyQuest took what it was theirs, the lion's share, if you may call it so. It's a scuffed one, but they'll happy to use it later on. FlyQuest actually didn't have any vehicles. Or did they? Let's have a look and see.
Cloud9 taking a lot of shots on SSG. Pretty far away. Looks like around 400 meters.
Yeah, Space Station is going to be safe for now. There's no need for a Space Station to actually over peak. There's no need for Cloud9 to stay outside their compounds for too long. So Space Station are pretty safe for there, especially that they moved into a safety of a compound as well. Player 2+2 won't hurt them at all, I think, in this circle at least.
Froliker did take out 2 tires of that buggy in that compound, and that is the question is, was it necessary to make so much noise while they were shooting Space Station Gaming on the other side of the circle, basically? Unless they were already shot at when they were traveling here to this compound, which is very probable since everyone is in this circle and everyone's shooting at everyone.
True. True. We'll see how it pans out. It's not a lot of action happening. I'm so surprised to see so many teams from the NA rosters just going mad ham for the center and just kind of sticking around there.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. So, Optic getting shot at by Totality, and Totality from the yellow compound on the west side of the coast. They have a good oversight as well on the swamp, which might have been taken in the future by some teams. The swamp is actually an interesting position to be in because there's so many, like let's say, medium-sized rocks that you can hide behind, and you can just cut off a lot of angles by good positioning.
A lot of this current circle has open areas, pretty much east and south of Gaka, and west as well. It's pretty open. In west, where Optic are right now, there are some hay bales that you can use. There's that divot where they are in the antenna. but it's not an easy place to be in, by all means and purposes. Actually, I want to look at the north side because the team's already making their way in. And as they do, they're heading straight to Optic.
Interesting move by Optic 17, because he moved out of the circle to have like an oversight of what's happening and give information to his teammates. So now we see by Hawaka taking shots at Xlevels and Shepard. They're getting demolished absolutely by Optic. Third vehicle is gonna survive.
I mean, they can't hit necessarily the shots on the players, but they can definitely hit the shots on the cars.
They hit the tires a few times already.
Oh!
And he's gonna blown.
Baja Waka AA coming in with that sexy car explosion, man. They again, they didn't necessarily connect all the shots onto the players, but they really connected on the cars.
Well, you don't have to kill the player if you can just, you know,
boop up the car. That's team effort right there. If all the squad is focused on one point, then you're definitely going to get that car blown up. Totality are not in the same position because there seems to be a need for a res. Totality Esports, if you have a look at the left side, they're still playing as squads at the team tracker right there. So let's get back into it. Another central circle as compared to the previous one. This is a very mild situation if you compare circles in theory, but when you compare the actual land where these teams have to go, there's not a lot to take. It's a very open area. We're seeing a lot of fights. I think we're going to see some fights start in the southwest side. There you go.
I'm really interested to see what it's doing 17 from Optic, because he had the same position as the rest of Optic, and then he moved north, outside of the circle. So I'm assuming that's for scouting purposes.
It's just to keep everybody out, to try and shepherd them into his team. Teams wouldn't necessarily do that if they're looking for points. That's actually kind of a cool strat. I think that's why they're doing it. We'll see how it pans out. Adam Dids shooting some long-range shot there at his enemy, not connecting too many, but his team needs to make his way inside the white, and they will easily if they just go a bit north. They should be okay.
Well, shooting to kill kind of tries to make it into the circle, but it's not an easy task when you have so many teams just looking at you right now. And that circle is actually not a joke. It's gonna be a lot of damage coming into shooting to kill, especially when they're getting shot at by Grizzle Marlard and his teammates. Timid, Vox Populi all have the angle on them. And this is gonna be most likely end of the entire team, unless the north side and those two teammates of Izwiki and we can see the name tag on the second player are gonna survive in that little small compound, but they need to leave it because it's outside of the circle. This is gonna be rough. But you see, insert sponsor here being kicked out of the lobby. They're the first team right after Templestorm to get out, and now it's getting knocked. So one last member from Shoot to Kill remains.
Shoot to kill indeed. Let's see if he does manages to stay true to his team. WizWiki. With
so
Adam Dids as well.
But outside the circle. So he's gonna have really
outside circle,
options.
and he's getting peppered in. It's not an easy task for him to actually get anywhere close to the current white, which will soon turn blue. I don't think it's going to be another centralized one. Oh, Adam Dids as well falling down. That's just Wiz alive.
He needs
and
to find
now
a
the
vehicle
damage
right
onto
now.
Wiz is going to be heavy. Okay, and this circle is definitely not helping Wiz at all. Circle is not necessarily on the edges of edges, but at the same time, it's not one that's helping any other teams that are south. Let's have a look again on the map. You can see so many teams that will make their way to the choke point where Ghost Gaming are right now. Road Esports approaching Totality. This is going to be a duking out battle. Let's see for who comes out on top. Tescus knows where Nop's playing from. Little does he know, Smithy is on the other side. It looks like Ronin are treading carefully, and that's what they need to do. They can't go too aggressive. They don't know where everybody else is from Totality, but oh, Nop with those shots will set Duck away. Still, I don't think they've spotted the second player, Smitty. I think he has been spotted indeed.
It's gonna be interesting because this is a place where you have almost no cover as soon as someone will be on the second floor of any building, basically.
True.
All those, yellow buildings, they have the windows that you can shoot through the entire building on the other side. So you're gonna see movement pretty easy.
Rona now drops some smokes, trying to get their team together. They're in a nadeable situation, but we'll see how that one pans out. Looks like it's a stalemate for the moment. Teams starting up a lot of fights, a lot of damage
Flight
on the
was
south
finished
side.
off Ghost Gaming.
There you go, Tumai coming in with a nice shot. That's going to be Timid out of the vehicle and into the frying pan. His teammate is going to have to make his way inside. But Flycos are taking shots at Wildcard Gaming as well. Wildcard have a hard entrance right now, but they have a little divot to work with just to make it inside the safety of the circle. And that's what they'll do indeed.
And Noble doesn't really have a good situation to be in, especially since they almost have no meds from what I have seen. Noble with zero, literally zero utility, zero meds, and level 1 helmet and level 1 Kevlar. So it's pretty hard, pretty tough for them.
Yes, indeed. Bohivo, Smurf, H-Win, and Vexel trying to better FlyQuest. FlyQuest have the angle on him. Blue does not connect his shots.
That's Pecadores sitting down there. FlyQuest having a drop on them, but it's all about positioning now. If you're gonna peek at them, maybe someone else will shoot at you. So maybe it's not the best idea to just have that fight.
Yep, indeed. Ohio is going to be retreating from that combat there. FlyQuest are going to be left alone for the moment. FlyQuest, man, came early, stayed where they are. So did Envious. They have themselves a decent chunk, but there's still 15 teams to deal with here.
It's kind of crazy. It's the 4th circle, and it's pretty close.
Yeah.
And still 15 teams here.
Look at Space Station coming in against Noble right now.
And Wizwiki's still alive as well.
Yep, indeed. Fear is going to be approaching. Let's see if he enters SSG at all. Scouts them, sees Noble.
He needs to be patient. He needs to go into the circle first before shooting.
The most territory that they can achieve or that they can actually find right now is the best. So that's why they're taking things slow. That nade has to be a surefire nade. 3 knockouts already from Fear, shredded. As well, the nade coming in from Kaisuko, taking Natural down. And that's just going to leave one member from Noble who are caught between a rock and a freaking hard place. But it looks like Wildcard Gaming have a different plan for this one team here. And Wizwiki somehow made it in alive as well. Finally, Noble Esports are going to be brought down to nothing. And as Team Space Station Gaming try to approach the situation with care, it doesn't look like Wildcard Gaming have any chill. They're pushing it against them, and the nades are raining in. Let's see if any of these connect, because one of them seemed to be decent enough. Nope, and here come the return frags. It's a pretty decent situation. We're looking at a 2v2 spot right here. Ashik is still alive for Wildcard Gaming, as well as Kickstart. And Traded on the other side actually gets traded, so that Gunner stays alive now. He needs to clutch this one for his team. Can he do this? He goes for the res.
He's actually being shot from behind, if I'm not mistaken.
It seems so. It seems so indeed. Oh, Gunner.
He's super confused what's happening.
Absolutely. And
he's going straight into wildcard. I don't think he has any smokes. He would have used them already. So now he just asks his teammates to move to his position instead. And he's going to res them in front of the UAZ, in front of wildcard.
Who is now left.
So he just assumed, well, we just pushed them so hard, they're going to leave this position.
Did you just assume my possession?
Yeah, of course.
Circle, though, have a look at this one. It is widely open. Just one compound in it. Just one little ridge of a forest in it. The rest of it is pretty widely open. So teams are going to have to use their vehicles to make some cover. Unlike Dizzy, who gets knocked out by Pat Coots. Solid FPS takes knocked down. In the meantime, somewhere else on the map, there's going to be Texas trying to fly over in the center of the white. And oh boy, is that a daring move, because he should be caught and glacked by pretty much everybody right now. But because teams are quite busy on this side, he's coming in close to Wizwiki.
He's the last surviving member of Shoot to Kill. And they're gonna be next to each other. He needs to see this guy. He sees him, he shoots in his legs, and he doesn't get the kill. Oh man, one might think, why not just stand up and take a better angle?
There you go. Or why not just duck down and get a better angle, as Duck is doing right now. Dizzy's going to die from Ronan Esports. That means that there's just going to be 2 of them left alive. Cloud9 are trying to make their way for the north side there. Frolic eating up some damage from a beautiful death, and it might be the case indeed. Frolicer, one more shot and he's downed. And that's one teammate of his that stays alive, but not for long. I don't know if Cloud9 have any chance at this, especially considering we're a beautiful death. And his teammates are looking at Team Ready have the guns at the ready for solid FPS.
Well, the blue will take some people with him because the damage is pretty high right now. And Venerated, Envious is getting a lot of damage. They're sitting still in the compound. They get him the res. I don't think they're going to have enough time to actually get those reses on. Totality is going just straight through them. This is going to be interesting. In the meantime, FlyQuest taking shots at Optic.
something. Peppering in them shots, but not connecting too many of them. Mallard is quite close to FlyQuest right now, but Mallard's not making any move. He's just watching that angle, making sure that nobody's going to be peeking him.
And look at the kill feed
Holy smokes.
totality already on the west side of that compound. When you see exactly those deaths here, he took one guy from Envy before he died to the circle, and that means he got 8 additional points before he actually eliminated also another team, and that brought his team to one position higher than Envious.
There you go. That's the way that cookie crumbled. Grizzly Millard has been spotted from behind, so he might have to go for cover, but if he does that, he goes straight into the line side of FlyQuest. In the meantime, we see Optic with a bit of a difficult position. Texas playing it alone himself. Moody made it out somehow as Frexes. Okay, so C9 is still in this. That is not bad at all. Let's see if Grizzly Millard will go, or Mallard rather, will go for any kind of an aggressive push. Texas now the last man standing from Ronin Esports.
This Dacia, I don't think it will return to any kind of movement on the street. Did you see the amount of bullets in one of those doors? Holy moly, what just happened to Texas?
Wait, did Lost HD find Texas at a distance, but they couldn't find Grizzly Millard up close? Grizzly Millard,
and he shot like through those trees. Did you see that? That was actually impressive.
That was a good kill indeed. Grizzly Millard is going to be making his way back. Just going to let FlyQuest carve a path for him. All he has to do is snick and remain unseen as FlyQuest do his dirty job.
Just throw one grenade, man.
Oh,
one grenade, here we go.
Oh, no.
One grenade and then shoot.
Are you joking me right now? Is that one going to be connecting? Let's see how many are taken out. Holy smokes, Comet is going to be eliminated as well by Grizzly Millard, who comes in with the clutch. 3 frags for him. Insane performance just when the circle strangles. And he will find his way into the safety as well, using those Dacias as cover. Now taking shots at Moody. This guy's on fire, man.
Vapor. Team
Nothing
Vapor
can stop him.
Eliminated an entire team with just one member.
Oh man,
I don't think that Nate did much, but that he had like 3 kills from his Scar right after the Nate just landed, you know? So it was pretty impressive. The biggest damage was coming from the Scar. He just shot like 3 heads.
The Nate got 3 frags and then the last kill with the Scar.
Sure, because I saw something else on the
We'll definitely have a look at the highlight at the end of the match. Holy smokes, Grizzly Mallard. You absolute monster, you. I love this from Team Vapor.
But that was beautiful.
All the way. And because it's such an open area, you see the circle not necessarily closer to the end. It's just a 6th one, but because it is open indeed. Which one is worse, you think? Water or Gecko Circle?
Water.
Water, okay. All right, let's see how this...
No question asked.
Fair enough. Let's see how this long, drawn fight will last for. Or rather, how long this fight will last for. Because the circle is, again, centralized. Papaya goes down, so that's another squad eliminated. There's just going to be 3 teams. Rather, yeah, 3 teams. It's Mallard.
Team Ready.
Versus Ronin versus Team Ready. Team Ready are pretty much into GG here. Unless
they have the central strat.
Oh, this is Optic versus Mallard. Okay.
So Vapor, Optic, and Team Ready. And Team Ready has 4 members, while Optic and Grizzly are just the sole. I mean, sorry, Optic and Team Ready have 1 member each. So unless Grizzly and Heterod will pull off some really miraculous thing and they will not shoot at each other, and they're gonna focus on the other team, I don't see anyone else apart from Team Ready winning this.
Grizzly swaps the 4x, Scar in his hands. Cannot connect the shots as he did earlier on. Goes to the reload, 14 seconds left, needs to make a move out of this. But in what way can he move?
He's gonna take the car. Probably.
He potentially could, but as soon as he gets in and his enemies hear it, they're gonna be quite busy with that. In the meantime, Opti's gonna be quite happy with this one, the last standing member, their hit roar. He's gonna be quite happy that Grizzly has been the first one spotted. So Mallard tries to snake his way inside the next circle, and because it's such a slow creeping circle, he might have an option to get very, very close.
So I might give a weird advice, but in this situation, you can actually think about dropping the level 3 backpack.
No, that's what he should do, definitely.
Because you're visible as hell with this backpack.
There you go. That's pretty much a testament to what you said. Hit roar now. Should note that there's 2 teams.
Oh, he's on the high ground. He's gonna get easily visible here.
But is he though? Did he drop? Let's have a look at Hit roar. Did he drop his backpack? There's
Yeah,
a
he
smart
did
guy.
it,
He
he
didn't
did.
drop his secondary dose. Hoseki is kind of flashing up and down. We'll see how that one works.
But he has an M16 and an AK, and AK is really needed up close.
Yeah.
Unless
And
he knows how to burst the M16 in a very,
Unique
sensible fashion.
Look at how close he's getting as well. Nobody has a clue where he is. Sixmo literally next to him, but has no idea. Finally spots him. Finally takes him down. And that will be the GG on the chicken dinner. Indeed, for Team Ready. Coming in with a second one at that. Beautiful game.
Holy moly. But I have to say, Grizzly Mallard getting that third place, that was the MVP of the entire evening, I would have to say. I don't think there will be anything better than this one particular situation today.
Yeah. Now that is one freaking way to get a highlight here in GLL. Grizzly Mallard 9. We congratulate you for your fabulous performance, man.
Yep.
That was
Well played, well
yeah,
played.
man.
He was just creeping up like from Assassin's Creed till the last moment. Then he got the nade, got the drop, and full out from Scar to just finish off the guys.
And here's the thing,
Beautiful.
because he was on the top ledge, he couldn't see where that knee would land, so he kind of had to do the, the formulas in his head, like, saw those,
sure.
saw that like that GIF does,
Like Hangover.
like Hangover, exactly.
Mhm.
And he did it, beautifully, and it worked out perfectly to his advantage. But it was Team Ready that got the chicken dinner, and they were going to be getting most of the points as well. We're going to have a look at their standings pretty soon. In the meantime, we might have some highlights. I'm not too sure. I'm waiting for a message from the Angels here. Yes, we do have
Here
a
we go.
highlight. We're going to have a look at some cars blowing up. Sure, what's better than this? Lost AZ coming in with the double frag on Austin, and Profi Ghost Gaming losing 2 members early on their very difficult rotation, as well as Optic, Hit Roar, hitting one car and then the other. I think it was the buggy on counter that they hit.
So this UAC actually got his tire blown out here.
No, this one, yeah.
See? It just got turned during that situation, so he
Oh,
couldn't get
Vico.
out to the cover and just got blown out. So
Vico tried to leave as well, but he had no
Yeah.
chance. Like, oh, grab. Poof.
this is the worst when you drive a buggy and you get your tire blown. It basically the buggy just starts spinning around and standing still, basically. So you're dead, instantly dead. In UAZ, it still has its momentum. You're gonna get pushed into the, maybe into cover, but it was a really dire street for him.
Oh, well, let's talk about another dire situation when an aid bodies your entire team. Let's have a look at the highlights here. Grizzly Mallard 9 coming in with the spicy sauce. Look at that. Yo, boys, check this one out.
Let's see how many kills did he actually nail
Let's
with
have a
the
look at the kill
grenade.
feed. I
'Cause
think
I'm
it
not-
was
I'm not
3
sure.
knockouts. So 1, 2, 3 with the knockouts. It was just 2 with the scar. Yeah.
And Woody got a kill there, so it wasn't all Grizzly.
So C9 helped him out a little bit.
Yeah, so the nade pushed out one guy from flag was
Technically his
out
kill.
of the cover.
Technically his kill, because the reason why the lads went up there is because they heard that nade and they tried to run away. And as soon as they tried to run, Moody saw them and shot them down.
Yep. But still, beautiful situation. Grizzly really nailed it and got his team to the 3rd place because of that.
Yeah, man. You can call him a Cupid. But those ain't no arrows that he was sent in for this
He
Valentine's
needed
Day.
a crossbow for that, though.
Yeah, looks like he doesn't necessarily need anything,
Yep.
but a round, green, mean killing machine. Guys, we're going to go to a break. When we come back, we'll come back with the next match of the evening. Stay tuned.